spectrometer, Cauchy's constants. The aim of our experiment is to determine the Cauchy's constant of a given prism with the help of a spectrometer. We are provided with the given prism, the spectrometer apparatus and the mercury vapor lamp. The spectrometer apparatus. The spectrometer, it consists of a telescope, a collimator, a vernier table and a prism or grating table. Now coming to the adjustments of the spectrometer, initially we want to adjust the telescope. Now for that, the telescope is provided with an eyepiece at one end of the telescope. This eyepiece can be pulled in or pulled out. The eyepiece can be pulled in or pulled out. Now in order to adjust the eyepiece in a particular position, we have to focus the telescope, or we have to turn the telescope towards a white wall, and looking through the eyepiece, just pull in or pull out such that the crosswire of the eyepiece is clearly seen. Now I can see the crosswire very clearly. Both the two crosswires are there. So the eyepiece is pulled in or pulled out so that the crosswire is clearly seen. Now the telescope is turned towards a distant object. Now the telescope is provided with a fine adjustment rack and pinion arrangement is here. We can rotate the screw so that the length of the telescope can be changed. Now we can rotate this one. Now looking through the eyepiece, it is focused towards a distant object. Now I am moving the rack and pinion arrangement. Now the distant object is clearly visible. Now get a distant object image coinciding with the crosswire without any parallax error. Now the telescope is adjusted to receive parallel rays. It is focused on a distant object, so it is adjusted to receive parallel rays. Now the next adjustment is the adjustment of the collimator. The collimator is provided with a slit. In front of the collimator you can see a slit. That slit is to be illuminated with the help of a light. Now we can adjust the width of the slit. Now we are opening the slit and we can close the slit. Now using the screw, we are adjusting the width of the slit. The slit is opened narrow. Narrow opening is provided for the slit. Now we can adjust the screw. Now it opened. Slightly the slit is opened. Then the collimator is turned towards the source of light. Here we are using a mercury light. Now the collimator is turned towards the source of light. Now the telescope is brought. The telescope is brought in a line with the collimator. Now looking through the telescope, we can see the slit there. Then now we want to make the collimator provides parallel rays of light. Now for that, in front of the collimator there is a lens. Now slit is here. We want to change the distance of the slit from the lens such that the slit is at the focus of this particular lens. Now for that there is a rack and pinion arrangement is there. We can change this one, we can rotate this one, move this one. Now change this length looking through the telescope such that we are getting a narrow image. Make the image as narrow as possible. Now I am getting a narrow image here, and that narrow image is coinciding with the crosswire. Now the telescope is accepting the parallel rays from the collimator. Now again this spectrometer is provided with a vernier, and this vernier can be moved or can be fixed with the help of two screws. Now this is the main screw of the vernier. When we clamp this one, the vernier is clamped, and if you want slight adjustments of the vernier, then we can use this screw. This is the fine adjustment screw of the vernier. Similarly, the telescope is also provided with two screws. We can see one screw here, and that is a fine adjustment screw, and now this is the clamping screw of the telescope. When this screw is loose, we can move the telescope, and if the screw is tightened, then the telescope is fixed. Now it is not moving, the telescope is fixed at that particular position. So that is about the screws of the spectrometer. Then the spectrometer is again provided with a table, and that table is known as the vernier prism table or the grating table. When we are using the grating, it is known as the grating table, and when we are using the prism, it is known as the prism table. The height can be adjusted. We can fix the table at any height, and this particular table is provided with 3 leveling screws, one here and the other one here and the third one here. It is provided with 3 screws so that we want to make, or we can make, rotating the screws, the grating table perfectly horizontal. For that we can use a spirit level apparatus. We can place the spirit level over the table, and when it is perfectly horizontal, the air bubble of the spirit level should be at the center. That means we are making the table perfectly horizontal. So that is about the grating table. So that is about the instrument, the spectrometer. Now the spectrometer is having 2 verniers. On one side there is one vernier. Now this will be vernier 1, and on the other side there is a vernier, that is vernier 2. There are 2 verniers are there. When we are taking reading, we are supposed to take the reading on vernier 1 and similarly vernier 2. Now in order to take the readings of the vernier, first we have to find out the least count of the vernier. Least count of the vernier means value of 1 main scale division divided by number of divisions on the vernier. Here the spectrometer is having a vernier. The verniers are having number of divisions 30 each, and in the main scale the value of 1 main scale division is 0.5 degree. So you can calculate the least count of the vernier 1 and vernier 2. The spectrometer is having 2 verniers. Now the verniers are provided with the main scale. Actually the main scale is graduated from 0 to 360 degree. Here you can see a sample reading of the vernier, and here you can see this is 160 degree, 150 degrees here and 170 degrees here. Now after 160, now this is 165, then 166, 67, 68, 69 and 70. So the reading just after 169, that next reading is not 170, it is 169.5 degree. Or after 168, the next reading is not 169, 168.5 degree. That means the value of 1 main scale division is 0.5 degree, or in other ways we can say, now 160 to 170, 10 degrees there. Now this 10 degrees marked into 20 divisions, 20 divisions are there. So value of 1 division is 10 degree divided by 20, that is 0.5 degree. So the value of 1 main scale division is 0.5 degree or 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Now we can see the vernier. The vernier is having 30 divisions, 0, 10, 20, 30, 30 divisions are there. Then we will see how we are taking a vernier reading. When we are taking the vernier reading, first we have to find out the main scale reading first. The main scale reading is the reading completed perfectly by the vernier, the 0 of the vernier. Now in this particular picture you can see the 0 of the vernier is just after 155 degree. The 0 of the vernier is just completed the 155 degree. So the main scale reading is here 155 degree. So that is the way of taking main scale reading. It is a reading which is perfectly completed by the 0 of the vernier. Now we will see how we take the vernier scale reading. The vernier scale reading is the reading of the vernier, the number of division, the division on the vernier which coincides perfectly with the main scale. Now here we can see the reading 15 here, 15. The 15th division of the vernier is coinciding with any one of the division. It can be any one of the division of the main scale. Now all other divisions we can see it is not coinciding. The vernier, all other divisions are not coinciding, only the 15th division is coinciding, therefore the vernier scale reading is 15. Now the total reading is MSR plus VSR into LC. Here MSR is 155 degree plus VSR is 15, that is division, and least count is 1 minute. Then 15 into 1 minute, that is 15 minutes. So the total reading is 155 degree 15 minute. Least count is the main scale division divided by number of divisions on the vernier. Value of 1 main scale division is 0.5. Number of divisions on the vernier is 30. That is 30 minute divided by 30. That is equal to 1 minute. That is the least count. spectrometer, determination of the Cauchy's constant of the given prism. So we are provided with the spectrometer, the given prism is there, and a mercury vapor lamp is there. Now coming to the theory, the refractive index of a particular color is given by the formula A plus B by lambda square, where A and B are known as the Cauchy's constant for the prism. They are constants for the given prism for a given color, or it is a constant for or it is same as for all the colors, that is it is a constant. Now coming again back to the other equation of the refractive index, that is mu is equal to sin A plus D by 2 divided by sin A by 2, where A the angle and D the minimum deviation. Mu is equal to sin A plus D by 2 divided by sin A by 2. Now using this equation 2 and 1 we are using. Now from using equation 1, we can write for a given color, say if lambda 1 and lambda 2 are the wavelengths, then we can write mu 1 is equal to A plus B 1 by lambda 1 square, and mu 2 is equal to A plus B 1 by lambda 1 square, because A and B are the same. Lambda 1 and lambda 2 change, so mu 1 and mu 2 will be different, that is the refractive index is different for different colors, but A and B are constants for the prism. So we are writing two equations, one is mu 1, that is for lambda 1, and mu 2 for the wavelength lambda 2. From these two expressions, if you find mu 2 minus mu 1, then we are getting subtracting the first one from the second one, A and A cancel, then B1 and B1 are same, that is B. So B into 1 by lambda 2 square 1 by lambda 1 square, that is equal to B into lambda 1 square minus lambda 2 square divided by lambda 2 square lambda 1 square. Or from this equation B is equal to, we can find B is equal to lambda 1 square lambda 2 square into mu 2 minus mu 1 divided by lambda 1 square lambda 2 square. So this is the formula to calculate the value of B if he knows the value of mu, where mu is calculated using the earlier formula sin A plus D divided by 2 sin A by 2. Using that formula, mu is calculated for a given color, and then we can determine the value of B, knowing the value of mu 2 and mu 1 for two colors lambda 2 and lambda 1. B is calculated. Now after calculating the value of B, we can substitute the value of B, then we can determine the value of A. For example, from the equation A is equal to mu 1 minus B by lambda 1 square. So we knows the value of B and lambda 1, then we can determine the value of A, that is mu minus or mu 1 minus B by lambda 1 square, or A is equal to mu 2 by B by lambda 2 square. Then we take the mean value of A, or we can determine the value of A, the constant A. So we obtain the Cauchy's constant B and A. Now this constant can also be obtained from a graph. If you plot a graph between mu on the y axis and 1 by lambda square on the x axis, we are getting a straight line graph, and from the graph the y intercept of the graph gives the value of the Cauchy's constant A. Here this is the y intercept, and that gives the value of A. Similarly, if you find the slope of the graph, that is GF divided by EF, that gives the value of the constant B, the constant B. So we can determine A and B from the graph also. Now coming to the procedure part, the initial adjustments of the spectrometer are made, then the colorimeter is illuminated by a mercury vapor lamp, then the prism is placed such that the edge of the prism is focused towards the colorimeter, then rotate the telescope to view the image of the prism on the face AB and similarly on the face AC, like that. Now the colorimeter is arranged such that the light falls on both the two faces, say AB and the face AC. Now we are observing the image of the face AB first with the telescope, then take the Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 reading. Then bring the telescope on the other side, observe the image on the other side, that is AC. Then take the Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 reading. Then the difference of that two readings, gives the here we have the tabular column. We are taking the image of the face AB and image of the face AC. Vernier 1 reading we are taking, Vernier 2 reading of the face AB, and similarly the Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 reading of the face AC. The difference of Vernier 1 of the face AB and AC gives 1 of the 2A, and the difference of Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 the difference of Vernier 2 of the phase AB and phase AB gives the second 2A value, the mean 2A value is calculated. Now we want to determine the mu value for the different colors. For that, again, mu value for the different colors, that is our aim is to find the minimum deviation for the different colors, the minimum deviation D. Then it is focused, the arrangements of the spectrometer are made, then we observe the image of one of the phase, that means the light falls from the phase AB, and we are observing the refracted ray, we can see the refracted ray. So here we are using a mercury light, white light, the ray enters here, then the ray undergoes refraction, the refraction or deviation is different for different colors, the deviation is different for different colors. So here on the telescope we are getting a spectrum with violet line first, then we are getting the blue line, then bluish green line, and so on, the different lines that we are obtaining, the lines we are obtaining. Now we are focusing on a particular line, say violet line. We want to bring the violet line in the minimum deviation position. Now for that we are rotating the vernier table such that the angle of incidence changes, then the angle of deviation also changes. Now we can observe that the violet is moving towards the direct position, that is D is decreasing, the line is moving towards the direct position. It remains stationary for a while and then retraces the path. At that position we stop the rotation when it remains stationary, that is a minimum deviation position for that particular color, say violet here. Then the telescope is moved and made coincide with the crosswire is made to coincide with the violet line. Take the reading of vernier 1 and vernier 2. Then we want to find the minimum deviation reading of the blue line. Now we are observing the blue line. Rotate the vernier table or rotate the present table. The present table we can rotate such that the image moves towards the direct position, stops a while and returns. Then that is the minimum deviation position for the blue line. Stop the rotation, then move the telescope. The telescope is made to coincide with the line. The crosswire is made to coincide with the line. Take the reading of vernier 1 and vernier 2, that is the reading for blue line. Similarly, take the reading for greenish blue, green line, then the reading for the yellow 2 and yellow 1 and red lines. Then remove the prism, bring the telescope in a line with the collimator directly straight. Then we are observing the direct ray. Then we can take the telescope is made to coincide, that a fine adjustment screw of the telescope is changed or rotated so that the crosswire coincides with the slit. Then take the vernier 1 and vernier 2 reading, that is the direct reading. This direct reading is the same for all colors or lines. Then from the tabular column we noted the readings here. Now the line, first we are observing the violet line. First we are observing the refracted ray. Vernier 1 and vernier 2 readings are taken. So these are the vernier 1 and vernier 2 reading of the refracted ray, that is violet line. But it is in the minimum deviation position. We have to rotate the present table such that the violet line is in the minimum deviation position. Then we are taking the reading of blue line, green line and yellow line. All the rays are in the minimum deviation position. Bring it in the minimum deviation position. Take the vernier 1 and vernier 2. Then we remove the prism and we observe the direct image, and the reading of vernier 1 and vernier 2 is taken. That is same for all the colors. So vernier 1 and vernier 2 is taken. Then we can calculate the difference of vernier 1 and similarly difference of vernier 2. Then take the mean, and that we obtain the value of D. From that D value we can calculate the value of mu, and we have the value of lambda here. Lambda is also tabulated here. And we calculate the value of 1 by lambda square also. Then only we can calculate the value of B using the formula lambda 1 square lambda 2 square into mu 2 minus mu 1 by lambda 1 square minus lambda 2 square. So we can take any combination. Here we are taking a combination of say violet and blue. So we are using lambda 1 of violet and lambda 2 of blue, or lambda 2 of violet and lambda 1 of blue. Then take mu 2 and mu 1, mu 2 of violet, refractive index of violet, and mu 1 for blue. So B is calculated. Similarly, we can calculate B for another set, that is green and yellow. Take green as the lambda 2 and yellow as the lambda 1, then mu 2 and mu 1, then again B is calculated. Say mean B, and similarly mean A is calculated. So a graph is also plotted, and from the graph also we can determine the value of A and B. Spectrometer, Cauchy's constant. We want to find the Cauchy's constant A and B of the given prism. So we have provided the prism. In the experimental part we are seeing the initial adjustments of the telescope is done. The eyepiece is adjusted first. Then the fine adjustment screw of the telescope is moved such that we observe a distant object parallel. Then the collimator is illuminated by the mercury light. Now the telescope is brought in a line with the collimator. Then looking through the telescope, we can see the narrow slit there. It is made narrow by the fine adjustment screw. Now the slit is made narrow. Now we are placing the prism on the table such that, now this is the rough surface base of the prism, and this would be the edge of the prism A. So this face is AB and this face is say AC. Now the prism is placed such that the edge is towards the collimator, and we can adjust the height such that the light from the collimator falls on the two faces, on the face AB and similarly on the face AC of the prism. Now the light is falling on both the two faces. Now the telescope is moved to the right side, that means we want to observe the reflect image from the face AB. Now this side is the AB face. Now I am moving to looking to the image of the face AB. Now here I am getting the white line, the reflected light. Now the telescope is made to coincide. The crosswire is coinciding with the image. The telescope is clamped. Using the fine adjustment screw, we can do the fine adjustment such that the crosswire is exactly coinciding with the image. Now it is coinciding. Then we can take the Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 reading. Here this is the Vernier 1. Now in the Vernier 1, we have to observe the reading. The 0 of the Vernier 1 is coinciding with the division 123 degree, and the 10th division of the Vernier is coinciding. So the total reading is 123 degree 10 minutes. So 123 degree 10 minutes, that is the Vernier 1 reading. Now we want to observe the Vernier 2 reading. So here the Vernier 2 is here. So here in the Vernier 2 the reading is 303 degree and the coinciding division is 10. So the total reading is 303 degree 10 minutes. That is the reading corresponds to the image from the face AB. Now we are moving to the face AC, the other side. Now looking through the telescope, we want to get the reflected image. Now here I am getting the reflected image. Now the telescope is adjusted to crosswire is coinciding with the image. The telescope is clamped. Again using the fine adjustment screw, the crosswire is made exactly coinciding with the image. It is coinciding. Then I am taking the Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 reading. Here in the Vernier 1 I am getting a reading. So the 0 is coinciding with 243 degree, 243.5 degree, that is 243 degree 30 minutes. Then the coinciding Vernier's division is 15th division is coinciding. So the total reading is 343 degree 243 degree 45 minutes. It is written. Now in the Vernier 2 we want to take the reading. So here the reading is after completing 360 degree. Now the reading is 63 degree 30 minutes, 63.5 degree MSR reading, and the VSR reading, the coinciding division is 10. So the total reading is 63 degree 40 minutes. So that is also noted. So I obtained the reading of the face AB and face AC. From that two readings we can calculate the 2A value and the A value of the prism. Now for the second part, to find the minimum deviation, now initially the prism is arranged such that you can see the face, the light is falling on the face AB. Now this is face AB. The light from the collimator is falling on the face AB. Now make the face AB slightly inclined. Now it is clamped here. Now the telescope is brought on the other side. We are looking on the face AC. Now the rays get refracted. The refracted ray is going like this. Now looking through the telescope, we can observe actually we are getting a spectrum with geode, violet to red. Now we are getting the different colors here. I can see the violet color, then blue, then bluish green and red. The different colors are there. Now we want to take the minimum deviation position readings. For that, the present table is rotated. Now looking through the telescope, the present table is rotated such that now we are observing the violet. Now the violet is moving towards the right side. Right side means towards the direct position here. So the d value is decreasing. Now violet is moving towards the right side. Now it is remaining there for a while, and when it is rotated, it is moving back. So I am adjusting for the minimum deviation position. Now it is adjusted for the minimum deviation position for the violet. So I can take the reading of Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 for the violet line. So in the Vernier 1, I am observing the reading. It is 231 degree 30 minutes, and the coinciding division is 15. So the total reading is 231 degree 45 minutes. Now in the Vernier 2, I want to take the reading. 0 is coinciding with 51 degree 30 minutes, and the coinciding division is 15. So the total reading is 51 degree 45 minutes. So it is marked here, 51 degree 45 minutes. So for both the two Vernier 1 and Vernier 2, the reading corresponds to the minimum deviation position of violet is noted. Now we are moving to the blue line. The next line is blue line. So here I can see the blue line. Now I am getting the blue line. Okay, the blue line is obtained. Now again we can rotate the present table. Present table is rotated such that the blue line is in the minimum deviation position. Now the blue is remaining stationary and just moving back. So the blue line is in the minimum deviation position. So I am taking the reading corresponds to the blue line. Now for the blue line, the MSR reading is 230 degree, only 230 degree 45 minutes. 30 minutes is coinciding and 15 minutes is coinciding of this coinciding division. So the total reading is 230 degree 45 minutes. And on the Vernier 2, the division coinciding is 0 is coinciding with 50 degree 30 minutes, and the 10th division is coinciding. So the total reading is 50 degree 50 minutes. 50 degree 50 minutes. It is not. Now again, I want to find the reading corresponds to green line. Now I am moving to the green line. Now I am getting the green line here. Again the present table is rotated to see the green line is in the minimum deviation or not. Now the green line is also in the minimum deviation. Now the way we want to take the telescope is clamped. Fine adjustment if needed, it can be done. Crosswire is coinciding with the green. Then Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 readings are taken for the green. Now for the green, here the main scale reading, the 0 is coinciding perfectly with 229 degree. So the main scale reading is 229 degree. And in the Vernier 2, now the 0 is coinciding with 49 degree. So the reading is 49 degree for green. Now I want to take the reading corresponds to the yellow line. Now I am moving to the yellow line. Now I am getting the yellow line here. Red also there, but I am not taking red. Here I am taking yellow only. Now the present table is rotated to see yellow line is in the minimum deviation or not. Now it is in the minimum deviation. Telescope is clamped. The fine adjustment screw is moved so that the crosswire is coinciding with the yellow line. Then I am taking the reading corresponds to the minimum deviation position of yellow line. I am getting a reading of the 0 is coinciding with 228 degree 30 minutes, that is MSR, and the 10th division is coinciding. So the total reading is 238 degree 40 minutes. And on the right side, here I am getting the 0 is coinciding. The 0 of the Vernier is completed. The 0 of the Vernier completed 48 degree, and the 20th division is coinciding. So the total reading is 48 degree 20 minutes. So I obtained the readings corresponds to the minimum deviation position of the different lines violet, blue, green and yellow. Now I removed the prism is removed from here. Then the telescope is brought in a line with the direct image. Initially I adjust the spectrometer such that the direct image for the direct image the reading is 0 and 180, but I can check once again. Now I am getting the direct ray. The white line is there. The telescope is clamped. The fine adjustment is moved so that the crosswire exactly coincides with the direct image. That is coinciding. Now just check the initial reading is changed or not. Initially I adjusted it for 0 and 180. So I want to check once again the 0 is coinciding. So the Vernier 1 reading is the 0 of the Vernier is just coinciding with 0 itself, no change. So the Vernier reading, here it is 180 for the Vernier 1 and here it is 0. So Vernier 2 it is 0. So in the Vernier 1 for the direct image the reading is exactly 180 degree. So the reading is 180 degree for Vernier 1 and for the Vernier 2 the reading is 0 degree. Now that reading is same for all the colors. So that is the reading corresponds to the direct image. So using these readings of the direct image and the deviation reading for the different colors, we can calculate the minimum deviation of each color, and from that we can calculate the refractive index of each color, and knowing the refractive index value and the lambda value of that color, we can calculate the value of the Cauchy's constant B, and from that knowing the value of B we can calculate the Cauchy's constant value A. Also we can plot the graph also. Now coming to a sample set of reading for the determination of Cauchy's constant. For the spectrometer we have the value 1 mean scale deviation is 30 minutes and number of divisions on the Vernier is 30. So the least count is 1 mean scale division divided by number of divisions, that is 30 minutes divided by 30, that is 1 minute. First we are finding the angle of the prism. Now for that the prism is placed. We are observing the image from the face AB. When we are observing the image from the face AB, we have Vernier 1 reading and Vernier 2 reading. Vernier 1 reading is 123 degree 10 minutes and Vernier 2 reading is 303 degree 10 minutes. Similarly, when we are observing the image from the face AC, the Vernier 1 reading is 243 45 minutes and Vernier 2 reading is 63 degree 40 minute, and this reading is actually 360 plus 40 because it is completed 0, that is 360. So it is 423 degree 40 minutes. Then find the difference of Vernier 1, 123 10 minutes and 243 degree 45 minutes difference, that is 120 degree 30 minutes. Similarly, the difference of Vernier 2, that is 423 degree 40 minutes minus 303 degree 10 minutes, that is 120 degree 30 minutes. So the mean of that 2, that is 2A, and from that A the angle of the prism is determined, that is 60 degree 50 minutes. Now we are finding the mu value for the different colors, Now for that initially first we are focusing on the violet line, then we are taking the reading of the refracted image, but the refracted image in the minimum deviation position. We brought the violet in the minimum deviation position by rotating the Vernier table. Now the Vernier 1 reads 231 degree 45 minutes and Vernier 2 reads 51 degree 45 minutes. Similarly, the reading corresponds to blue line, green line and yellow in the refracted ray at the minimum deviation positions are noted. After that the prism is removed, we observe the direct ray and the reading on the Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 is taken. Initially it is adjusted such that the Vernier 1 reads 180 and Vernier 2 reads 0. So we obtain the Vernier 1 and Vernier 2 readings, that is same for all. Then the difference we can calculate the difference of Vernier 1. For example, for violet the Vernier 1 difference is 180 and 231. So 231 degree 45 minutes minus 180 degree, that is 51 degree 45 minutes. Similarly, in Vernier 2, 51 degree 45 minute minus 0, that is 51 degree 45 minutes. So the mean of these two calculated, that is 51 degree 45 minutes alone. Then we can calculate the value of mu sin A plus D, sin A plus D by 2 divided by sin A by 2, we obtain 1.65. So lambda of violet is taken from the table, that is 4.0640 into 10 to the power minus 7. Then 1 by lambda square is calculated. Similarly, we repeated for blue line. The readings are taken. the mu value is calculated, the lambda of mu is taken from the table. Similarly for green and yellow, then using the combination, for example violet and blue, we have the wavelength and the refractive index is determined, the B value is calculated. So, we obtain a value of substituting the values, we obtain a value of B 0.9494 into 10 to the power minus 14, and the A value we obtain mu minus B by lambda. So, we are obtaining the mu of violet is used, then B, this value B is substituted, then we obtain A is equal to 1.6499. Now, it is repeated for another pair of colors, say green and yellow pair we taken, again using this formula, B is equal to lambda 1 square lambda 2 square into mu 2 minus mu 1 divided by lambda 1 square minus lambda 2 square. The same formula is used, but the colors used are green and yellow. Then B is calculated, we obtain B is equal to 1.145 into 10 to the power minus 14, and A is calculated again, that is 1.632. Now, you can take the mean of these two B values and similarly the mean of A values. Similarly, also from the graph also we obtain the value of B. B is the slope of the graph and A is the y-intercept. The graph is plotted. Now, here is the sample graph. Now, this is a sample graph. Here we have the y-intercept, that is 1.605, that is the A value. Then slope of the graph, that is BC divided by AB, that is calculated, and that is obtained 0.945 into 10 to the power of minus 14. So, that is also calculated. Then from the mean, we are taking the mean of these two, that is the constants A and B. A is 1.622 and B is 1.013 into 10 to the power of minus 14.